you don't know about this page, then you ain't been getting all of my updates. I need y'all help. Please go to that pinned comment. Anyhow, you have Fani Willis. She just got hit with another surprise, man. And it ain't too good. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse.
Was filed against Fulton County's district attorney. The lawsuit seeks to disqualify Fani Willis and her entire staff from Georgia's widespread election interference case. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon live tonight outside of the Fulton County Courthouse. Doug, the complaint also wants the case heard outside of Metro Atlanta.
Hey, man, I think that's only right.
Right. It was filed by the former chair of the GOP party here in Georgia, David Schaefer. He says he wants Willis and her entire office dismissed from this case and have it moved somewhere else, which he says will be less partial. He says Willis has been talking about this case in the media, and now, as you mentioned, it is the fourth motion that has been filed here in Fulton County Court to get her off of this indictment.
In the opening line of his new court filing, former Georgia GOP chairman David Schaefer quotes DA Fani Willis in a Washington Post interview from November of 2023. If I were to comment on any open case, the document quotes Willis as saying, it would be reason to conflict my office out. That's exactly what Schaefer and defendant Kathy Latham are asking a judge to do. Remove.
Wow. In your own words, that's happened multiple times.
Willis and her office from the case. They say the district attorney has been too vocal about the indictment after allegations of an improper relationship with her top prosecutor, Nathan Wade. Specifically, Schaefer noted these comments Willis made over Martin Luther King Jr. Day at an Atlanta church, questioning why Wade, the only black prosecutor on the case, is the only one being questioned.
Oh Lord, they gonna be mad when I call them out on this nonsense. First thing they say, oh, she gonna play the race card now.
You did.
But no, God, isn't it them who's playing the race card when they only question one?
Bringing up this race issue is putting out some poison into the jury pool.
That's the point attorney Surichada Jimenez says Schaefer is trying to make in his motion. He's not convinced it's grounds to remove Willis, but he says it will allow defense attorneys to be more choosy about their jurors.
You get to ask those jurors, have you seen them? Have you been exposed to this? And will that change your opinion? Will that make you not be able to be fair and impartial to the defendants?
It's already going to be really hard to pick a jury pool here in this case. One other thing I want to note that was significant today, an appeals court in Washington, D.C. ruled that former President Donald Trump, who is a defendant in this case, does not have the ability to claim presidential immunity when he's facing charges, similar to the ones he's facing here in Fulton County. His attorneys here in Fulton County had filed a similar motion saying he should get out of this case because of presidential immunity, but it was decided they're going to wait to see what happens in D.C., so those cases, we are watching them closely. They're very much connected. We're outside the Fulton County Courthouse. Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.
Wow, man. Let's just paint the full picture here, okay? She gets caught having an affair with, a lead prosecutor that she hired, and she then pays him over $500,000. They do go on vacations and all of that. She then goes to church and says that, hey, this is all a lie. They're going to be mad when I call them out on this lie. They're calling him out because he's black. All of these claims that they're making are baseless pretty much. And then after all of that, you come out and admit that you actually had the affair all along. Wow. Racism may tell you to, go on that vacay and, do your, what I'm saying? And nobody tell you, take the taxpayer dollars and do that. Not only that, she was living with this man.
The former president posted this. Fani Willis and her lover perpetrated a conspiracy to make money, cheat, and interfere with the presidential election of 2024. Steve Harrigan, live in Atlanta, with more on the salacious legal drama of Fani Willis. Steve.
Harris, this could be heading towards a dramatic conclusion with a hearing scheduled for the 15th of February. But right now, as it stands, already 5 defendants have said that the DA, Fani Willis, should be disqualified. And as you mentioned last week, she admitted to being in a personal relationship with the prosecutor that she hired, Nathan Wade. A key point here, she says that relationship only began after Wade was hired. Now, defense attorneys claim they can produce witnesses who say that actually the relationship began before and that the two were even living together. As it stands now, there are increased calls for the DA.
And as the tweet suggests, holy conflict of interest. Now, let me just say this too, just for the record, man. Hey, look, do what you want to do. Date who you want to date. Ain't nobody tripping. You know, let's have this conversation. If you like somebody, you know, do your thing. Ain't nobody trying to interfere with love. Nobody trying to interfere with love. But when you trying to interfere with the love, you know what I mean? That's a little bit different. You trying to interfere with people's lives. You interfering with taxpayer dollars. You doing a lot more than you just doing your thing when y'all did y'all thing. But some are still maintaining the stance that this is somehow not a conflict of interest of any kind. Get out of a sex life, stop talking about people's loves life and all this other type of stuff. But let's get some insight as to why this would be a problem.
Hi, Leo 2.0 here, big time Trump supporter. Breaking news, Fani Willis, the incompetent district attorney in Georgia, has admitted to an improper relationship with Nathan Wade. I want to be very clear. She has to be disqualified immediately.
Why?
There is a conflict of interest.
Okay.
She picked her boyfriend to handle this case.
Mm-hmm.
This boyfriend that she admitted to.
Right.
She gave him over $650,000. They went on trips together, public funds. Fani Willis has to disqualify herself. She's facing civil and criminal possible prosecution. Her state bar license is dead. And the same goes for Nathan Wade. They're officers of the court. This is the best example how the Democrats have used the legal system to go after President Trump. And now they're in trouble. They got caught. I want to tell President Trump and the other defendants, you have a perfect lawsuit for retaliatory selective prosecution against Fani Willis and the Georgia DA's office.
Get it out now. Get it out now. Come on, I got you.
If you are an American in this country, what President Trump has said is absolutely correct. If they can go after him, they go after you. God bless President Trump. God bless America. Get rid of Fani Willis. Get rid of Nathan Wade. Disqualify everyone involved in this case and drop this ridiculous, frivolous case.
To me, it don't look like they were said to uphold. Excuse me. It don't look like they were here to uphold the law at all. It looked like they were here to just simply, you know, make some extra ends, launder that thing, and get paid. And lastly, let's watch this flashback. Let me read this correctly. July 2020, candidate Fani Willis, while running for DA, says she should be elected because Fulton County deserves a DA who won't have sex with his employees. Says the place is full of corruption. She will clean up the mess. Watch.
The district attorney's office in Fulton should be the beacon of the Southeast. It should be the absolute best office between Washington, D.C. and Miami. And right now what you have is a office of dysfunction and corruption, and we deserve better. And I am the right choice to improve it.
Corruption, Ms. Willis, that's a strong word.
It is.
To level against the office that Paul Howard has run for nearly a quarter century. If he gets reelected, it'll be more than 25 years.
You have a DA sitting there that doesn't have the qualifications and the experience to do the job. What I can guarantee you is with my reputation, with my community ties, I am going to be able to attract the best and the brightest minds to that office. You're sitting with someone today that actually wants to make a difference because they deserve a DA that won't have sex with his employees, because they deserve a DA that won't put money in their own pocket when it should go to benefit children, because we deserve better.
Let me just let that marinate a little bit. Honestly, what else is there to say? She disagrees with herself. Dismissed.